I want to talk about a very interesting story I saw on the news just yesterday. And I'm going to be asking you a question. I would like that you indulge me and let me know what you think about this question. I anticipate that the men would not find this question palatable, but I'll ask anyway. If I apologize in advance. Should it offend you or should it make you feel uncomfortable? But I'm going to ask anyway. Well, according to reports, South African women could be allowed to marry more than one man in the nearest future. And that is because the South African government is considering a new marriage law in South Africa could possibly allow women marry more than one husband, just as polygamous men can have many wives in South Africa. Now, in a 67-page policy document, the Department of Home Affairs stressed that this new law would allow everyone in the country to conclude on recognized legal marriages. And the department stated that a range of types of marriages in the country were not recognized, and the marriage legislation was not deemed to not promote equality. Religious marriages like the Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, Rastafarian marriages are also not recognized by the South African law. And the policy document also puts up proposals for their recognition. Now, the policy document proposed 3 new marriage regimes it maintained could bring about equality in marriage laws. Option 1 was an inclusive, customary and religious marriage regime. This would see the Recognition of Customary Marriages Act amended to cater for all marriages irrespective of race, culture and religion. Option 2 would be a religion and culture neutral marriage regime. Listen, the third would be a gender neutral marriage regime. So the second is where our conversation lies today. If this were enacted in South Africa, South African women could possibly marry more than one husband. Now let's bring this home. Do you think women in Nigeria should also be allowed, same way polygamy in Nigeria is allowed in certain culture across the nation? Do you think that these same culture, perhaps our laws should be amended to allow for women to marry more than one man? Let's talk about this. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, or 0817-923-0009. That's the female line. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. We're also streaming live on Twitter and Facebook, so you can watch live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. On Facebook, it's at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Talk to me.
Yes. Here in Nigeria, we have 2 major religions, that is Muslims and Christians. And I don't think in Quran or in the Bible that such things, that the 2 major Christians, 2 major religions will allow that. So I don't think it can work here. So that's my take. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Gabby, good afternoon. This is
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Zion. You see, we have a culture and a tradition. We are a people. We are not outcasts. We are not misplaced set of people. We know that we are indigenous people, and there are things that have been handed over to us to practice. And as our culture has determined and also handed over to us, woman is not allowed to marry more than one man. But a man can marry as many wives he can,
What
as
if
long as he can take care of them.
What if we adjust our culture to allow for women to marry more than one husband?
Even the day that lady tell her mother, Mama, I don't marry before, I want to marry another husband number 2, to get the mother will think something else and use motor and chase that girl out of the house. You know what I'm talking about? It's not our culture, it's to check that such a kind of person alive, she's out of parental radar. No matter we can be very stubborn, there are things you don't tell your parents. So. No matter how we can be so wayward, if I should use that word, there are things we don't do to tarnish our culture and our image as a people. So such law is not welcome here. They can practice it secretly. She can do it secretly, but she can't do it openly. Even in our culture, there are women that I'm talking about the women meeting that normally go in the month of August. What's the name of it? Women meeting, August meeting. August meeting. There are class of women who don't even speak there. Who ask, they will tell you properly. So we must maintain who we are, settle our issues appropriately, and live like the people, not find a couple of people who have lost their, I don't know, Mr. Zion.
Mr. Zion, thank you for sharing. We are streaming live on Facebook and Twitter, so you can watch and comment on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3ph, on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Michael calling from Uchi.
Go ahead.
I heard the conversation about a woman marrying two men, and it's not only about the normal circumstances. Since a man can marry two women, then a woman should be able to marry two men. But because of the country we're in, the religion we practice, for Christianity which I practice, a woman should even submit herself to her husband. And so if she marries two men, who will she submit herself to? She cannot have two husbands. And even for the woman's age, we should be able to bear two sets of children, both for the both men before her age of menopause. So advisably, it's better to marry only one man.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is the Muddy Man of Lara calling from Osaka.
Talk to me.
Yes. It is interesting that the reason why humanity is suffering today is as a result of disobedience. So, I think such bill that is passed into law shouldn't be welcome in Nigeria, because it is highly scriptural that a man should cleave to one man, a woman should cleave to one man. And there is a characteristic that is in man, and that is jealous. That was the reason why when Joseph saw that Mary was pregnant, Joseph was very, very angry with Mary and was about to push her away. So I think that law will put South Africa into something else. So anything that will not help Nigeria shouldn't be welcome. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm calling from Eche. My name is Buchi.
All right, talk to me.
Yeah, according to statistics, if women are more than men, so why should women or a woman marry more than one husband? That means there will be no man left for some ladies. So in my own opinion, I don't think that
I like the angle you came in from.
Yeah, exactly, because according to statistics, women are more than guys or men. So if one woman should marry 3 husbands or 2, that means some ladies will not even find a half husband to marry. So let's just leave it the way it is.
All right, we leave it the way it is. Good afternoon. All right, please call me back. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Nigeria Info.
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Mr. Indonesia.
All right.
Calling from Russia.
Talk to me.
For a woman to marry more than one husband, and the second to the last person, I want to support what you say. But then the truth remains that so that the fact that it's quoting Bible that a woman to one man and a man to, you see, by men looking at it, you find out that it is not a nature of man to dream with one woman.
It's not the nature of a man to be with one woman.
Yeah, yes, that is why even pastors who preach it in the church and their secret life find out how they
But hold on. Let's have a conversation. So let's have a conversation, yeah? So let's assume, with your analogy, men were not naturally wired to be with one woman. How then was it that in time of creation, one man was created and one woman was created? Why did we not have one man and 5 women created?
Why? Go to all the people we can talk of today in the Bible who told us about the creation. None of them. Solomon about 1,000.
Yes, but you're not answering my question. I'm asking you about creation. Why did we not have one man and 5 women, or one man and 3 women? Now you're laughing. Thank you for calling. Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Good afternoon.
yes. And the topic itself is very interesting, but it's awkward for anyone to recommend women marrying more husbands.
Tell me why it's awkward. Why is it awkward?
It is not advisable. However, when you look at it the other way, which also is not good, women are already indirectly marrying more than one man. I give you an example, but they change the name and say friendship. A woman or a female will have a friend who will push a boyfriend or a man's friend. You go to Moji, you have one. You go to Igbo, you have one. Is it not a married more than one person? Which, to some extent, also is bad. It's against nature. So anyone advocating that a woman should marry more than one man, I don't think it's very friendly to nature.
But it's okay for one man to marry more than one woman.
Fine. It is okay.
Don't you think that goes against equality
as
as we campaign for?
What do you say? Please?
Don't you think that goes against you saying it's fine for one man to marry more than one woman, but it's not okay for one woman to marry one man? Don't you think that goes against the campaign for equality?
Yeah, I think I will also be in the same support in the same way I supported in the first one. I would encourage also a man to marry more than one woman. He said as he goes for a woman to have only one man, it's also advisable for a man to have one woman. You know, these things are practiced before in the past because of our ignorance. But if you now put these two cards on the table to look at it, you find out that to have peace of mind is always good for one this side and one on the other opposite side to stay together, whether male or female.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. Good afternoon. We'll take a very quick break now, and when we return, the conversation continues. We're streaming live on Facebook and Twitter, so go on there and watch and comment. On Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. Don't go away.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS,
'S,
1 Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162 and let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9.
www.nigeriainfo.fm.
Different ideologies,
different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the sunny side on 92.3 Nigeria Info. 27 minutes on the clock. I'm Gabriella. The question I'm asking on this hour is, should women be allowed to marry more than one man? In Nigeria, in South Africa, it's becoming a consideration as they're looking to adjust and amend their laws to allow for women to marry more than one man. Should we adopt that as well here in Nigeria? Should we amend our culture or our laws to accommodate women who are interested in marrying more than one man? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, and the female line 0817-923-0009. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. On Twitter and Facebook, we're streaming live, so you can go watch and comment. On Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Gabriella.
Good afternoon. Talk to me.
Yeah, my name is Daniel.
All right, Daniel.
For me, a woman to marry more than one man, how exactly? Is it the woman has to rent her house, or maybe be their house and marry first man, second man, and keep in her house? Or normal tradition here, a man has to marry a woman, bring her to his house. Then maybe you stay 1 week in this man and go to the other man and stay 1 week. It's not going to work. That's just the truth. For me, marrying more than one man should not even be the societal problem. Even a man marrying more than one woman is not even a societal problem right now. We should think how to develop or maybe build a better future for the young generation that is coming. I don't think marrying more than one man would. In fact, it will not even work. Men are jealous. And they watch your
women aren't jealous. Is that what you're saying?
Women are jealous, but I don't think it's even wise for any man to say, I want to have another woman when there's another one. That maybe there's a problem that both of you is not going your way, which is even a status that the woman has to get another husband if she wishes to get married. But if both of you, they have an agreement to be in this marriage, called marriage, I mean, it's not so good to see your woman go and meet another man and come back to your house, or maybe to see your man to go and meet another woman and come back to the house. For me, that is not marriage. Marriage is two people planning together, working together, and a better future for the young coming generation, and dividing yourself and attention. For me, let it be as it is. That's what I think.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing. Let's get on out to Facebook. We have some messages on here. Let's see. What's the first one? Thank God Uorgu says. He says, Siwa, hello. Uzoma St. Anthony says, is it the women that will marry the men and pay the groom price? I think perhaps, I don't know, but I think perhaps how it's going to work is if you take a liking to a married woman, you can go ahead and marry her. So she has 2 husbands and, 3 husbands, as the case might be. So there would no longer be the issue of, oh, she's married, it's a no-go area except she's divorced before, we can even begin to consider anything. Even as a married woman, you can go ahead and, pitch your tent. And if she says yes, you can actually have a legal wedding and marry her as your wife while you her second husband, you know, and on and on and on. I think that's the way it makes sense to me, that it could work. Anyway, moving on. On Facebook still, Ogoboye Tamuno Koko says, this will further compound the existing problems of this country, he says. Uti Tofon says, Wahala Deo. Warner Sunday says, all things are possible, but the lady should leave the first man, before settling with another man. I imagine a woman living in one man's house and serving as a wife to another man. And when it comes to living arrangements, you know, with every problem, there's always a solution. So if that were to be a consideration, I think that when it comes to living arrangements, she could perhaps choose to live with a first husband or choose to live alone while she, you know, goes visit or spend time with the first husband as well. I mean, how do you men do it? I mean, you have multiple wives who live in different houses. How do you manage? I guess it's the same way. It's going to apply the same way. So if you have a living arrangement with your 3 wives, for instance, and how you spend time with them, I think that's the same way it would apply to the women, I think. Anyway, moving on to more messages. Wana Sunday says, oh yeah, I just took that. Wana, thank you for your message. Honorable Michael Enyidede says, so we don't talk all the important things finish. Well, it would shock you that this comes as priority to some people. Hence, why we have lots of messages right now. So it would shock you. Kereke Chris says, Wahala be like waiting again. Lazi Idol Rich says, read about the Anaguta women of Jos. They marry more than one husband, but suffer psychological problems in the future. So I'm going to read about them, and we'll probably have this conversation again sometime. But I'd like to look into that, and I'd like to know why they suffer psychological problems and how that is related to the fact that they married more than one husband. I'll look that up. Indeme Sits Okon says no. He just says no. Michael as well. Michael Vitali says no. Anyanwu Ike says, before bringing up some topics, you should first compare the traditions of both countries. South Africa is not Nigeria. Why not ask if women should pay the bride price of men here like it's done in India? Yes, of course, that's a conversation. Should women begin to pay the bride price? Should we begin to, you know, amend our belief system, what we've grown up to know as our culture? Should we begin to change some of them? Why not? Ike, why not? Peter Greatman Belford says, it's wrong for women to marry more than one man. It's only because humans are heading towards informal life. If she bears children, how will the children be classified? I totally do not understand your message, Peter. Honestly, do not understand it. First, why is it wrong for women to marry more than one man, but it's okay for men to marry more than one woman? Now, again, don't misunderstand me. I'm not campaigning for women to marry more than one man. I'm just, you know, by way of conversation, asking questions and challenging your thoughts. Why? Tell me why. You know, and what is a formal life, by the way? When you say informal life, we're heading to informal life. What does that mean? Back to the phone lines. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Steve. I'm calling from Northern community.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Your topic is very, very interesting. And I would like to opine that it's just a kind of mere distortion of our social order. I love the position being held by the third speaker who draws his premise from our culture and tradition. Am I with you?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So, you know, for those in sociology, and then they will understand more about what the conversation is all about, because our society here in Africa, mostly in Nigeria, is not even built to actually handle that kind of responsibility. Now, if you say that a woman is going to be getting married to 2 husbands, who is going to take care of who? Is it the woman that is going to be taking care of the 2 husbands? Because to the extent that we are talking about this thing now, our women have not even grown to the extent that they will begin to take care of so many husbands and children and all of that. Not to also deny the fact that even partially there are some states or local governments, even in River State here, where the woman goes to marry and then begin to have men coming to sleep with women and their children. I wouldn't want to mention those local government within the river states here, even some of the states around this place. Point. We're talking about matriarchal society, and then talking about patriarchal society. So these are two contradictions. But to the extent we are coming up with this law, even in South Africa, it's going to raise a lot of issues, such that it's going to disturb the social order that we have been enjoying over time. It's not all about whether it is wrong or right, but it comes with other responsibility. But the consequences over time is what is all about, because we have not grown mentally or socially to the extent we begin to handle these things. Like I said, let me also say that it's just a distortion of our social order. We have a culture, we have a tradition. Thank you very much, Susie, from the Rema community.
Thank you very much for calling. Back to Facebook now. Ken Obasi says, good afternoon. It shouldn't be allowed here. No culture in Nigeria can accept that. It's not biblical for Christians. How will the so-called marriage work? That will be a free ticket to adultery. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand, Ken. But how does it... Anyway, I'll just move on. Moving on. Moses Daniel says, can you allow your own daughter to marry more than one husband? Good question, Moses. Good question. Moving on. Baba Saviti says, marrying more than one husband or wife in Nigeria here, it means creating more problem because there will be family war in the country. Undabisi Nwakwa says, not allowed, my sister. You're so beautiful. Thank you. Brown Frank, I don't understand your message. Easy Good Luck says, I do not buy the idea. Even men are not supposed to marry more than one wife because the home will be divided and God doesn't even approve of it. Well, good luck. Our culture allows for polygamy. Even our laws as well allow for polygamy. So, yeah, it's not... when you say men are not supposed to, our culture allows for polygamy. But the question is, should our laws and our customs also allow for women to practice polygamy? Not just be the ones who are married off, but be the ones who are marrying the men. Mosey Barrybo still on Facebook says, Wahala be like bicycle. What is this generation turning into? It's absolutely unnecessary and unimaginable. Where's the African pride, our values, norms, and culture? Must we abandon our lives to live the Western life and value? Should we now forget our heritage, our tradition that places high value on women, that makes bride price important and compulsory, to follow a culture that doesn't have much value for women? In Africa, women are seen as special people that are given preferential treatment. Should we neglect all these values? Well, if this is true, why then is South Africa considering it? But thank you for your thoughts anyway. I'm glad I'm getting, this reaction from the men. I anticipated this reaction. I did. Michael Alaba, still on Facebook, says, good afternoon. My name is Michael from Police Post. First of all, did God create man and woman equal? I think this message and crave for gender equality is one of the main problems affecting humanity today. The Creator knew both man and woman, or male and female, are unique in their own way. So trying to equate them into everything goes to do more harm than good. Lengthy message, but thank you anyway for sharing. Let's head on out to WhatsApp. The phone lines are buzzing, but I'll get to that shortly. So bear with me. I saw an interesting message on WhatsApp just a while ago. I'm looking for it. Oh, there it is. So this message is from a lady. She says, yes, it will work. We need more than one man to take care of us. We stay with the first one while we visit the others when we want. We can't be eating only okra soup. We're already paying our bride price by ourselves. Most ladies bring the money for their bride price. Do the men pay them back? We'll marry more than one husband. What is good for the goose? You see, thank you for your message. No name on this message, but I can tell it's from a lady. Now, what made me laugh is she's saying we can't be eating only okra soup. You know how men say that a lot. Some men say, we can't be eating only okra now, only egusi. We need variety is the spice of life. How come all of a sudden in this conversation you don't feel like variety is the spice of life? I found that quite funny, but anyway, thank you for sharing. Let's get to other messages on WhatsApp. Waika Odinaka says, no government in Nigeria should allow a woman marry more than one husband because it is a sin and a sacrilege to our culture and tradition in this part of the world, as allowing such dastardly acts would only lead to increasing moral decay among our female folds, hence should not be tolerated in Nigeria. Wow. I'm just going to move on. Ima from Port Harcourt says, good afternoon, Gabriella. Nigeria is different from South Africa and our cultures are not the same. Nigerian women should not be allowed to marry more than one man at a time. That culture should not be allowed in Nigeria because the negative consequences will be enormous and it will lead to moral decadence in Nigeria where morals are daily deteriorating. Please, this should not be allowed in Nigeria. Okay, fine. I was going to ignore this in the first message I read, the last one I read before this, but you've mentioned it again, talking about moral decadence and how it will lead to moral decadence in Nigeria. What do we have already? Why then do we have polygamy if we cannot have polyandry? So if men are allowed to marry more than one woman, don't you think that also encourages moral decadence? Why then is it in the case of the woman considering to marry more than one husband that we say, no, moral decadence, where are our values, where is our culture, where is the place of our African traditions of time of the time of old? What about the men who are marrying more than one woman? Why does it not apply the same way? Someone please answer me. Why does it not apply the same way? Let's get back to the phone lines. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Gabi.
Good afternoon.
Okay, you go back here for a moment.
Talk to me.
Gabi, today is a very wonderful day, but your topic, it sounds somehow. But I'm not going to go contrary to anybody's feeling because this is when you try to speak the truth. You're trying to bring in equality and all the rest. So any lady that feels that she wants to marry 10 husbands, you are free. As far as I'm concerned, none of my business. Because the lady is not going to come to me for money now. She will be the one to pay the bride price, be the one to be feeding the 10 men, and also take care of the children as well. Because if she's capable of doing those things, fine and good. It's not my headache. It's hers. So anybody that feels that she can handle it, there's no problem. There's no problem.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Good afternoon.
Yes, I want to greet my sister Gabriella.
Go ahead.
So you said South Africa, they are considering the law, right?
Yep.
But it has been happening here now. They are considering it as it's already in existence.
Really?
Of course, it's happening here a long time ago. Are we changing the narrative that is making us confused? In fact, cases where women, 4 children, DNA test shows that the 4 children, 3 of them belong to different men. The major priority of marriage is not to bear children. In fact, cases where DNA test has proved 4 children from a married woman, 3 of them belong to different men. Everywhere around us here. So what's the difference?
Well, the difference is it's not legally binding. Whatever relationship you have with your baby daddy, it's not an official marriage. You're not bound to him in that way. You just have a child by him.
My sister is not just having a child. I'm talking about a fully married woman having 4 kids with different men.
That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing. I'm saying it's not legally binding. You're not bound to any of those men because, according to your custom and according to the laws in Nigeria, you are not married to them just because you have a child by them.
For me, I think it's already happening here. That's how I see it. Because if the essence is just to get children, for me, I think South Africa, they're even coming up late.
So let me ask, does it mean that for men who have children with other women, they're married to all of them?
When you're talking about aspect of men is different.
What makes it different? You see that? That's what I want an answer to. I'm really curious to know. Why is it different in the case of men?
Our tradition here legally allow men to marry more than one wife.
So why does our tradition not legally allow women?
The tradition have not allowed women, but some of the things that our women are already partially doing it.
Is that the reason why tradition does not allow it?
We are different. Our custom, 90% of men, we are hearing this topic for the first time. Because we are hearing it for the first time. Where a woman will be allowed to marry more than one husband legally. We are hearing it for the first time. But you know what polygamy means? I'm an Igbo man. That's why you see they call their man mean father of so many persons.
But that is also, as there is polygamy, there is also polyandry, where one woman marries more than one man. So there is also a thing like that.
Our women are partially doing it.
But the men are also partially doing it, aren't they?
No, men legally go to marry more than. Currently, I saw a picture where a man wedded the same day, 2 women. The same day, white and
Yes. So, okay. I understand my question, yeah? I'm just going to ask you this final question. Now, you say that the reason why our tradition does not allow women to do it legally is because they are already partially doing it, correct?
Kind of.
Okay. So here's my question. Why then does this tradition not recognize it? Because if the tradition allows for men to do it legally, that means, by your analogy, men were not partially doing it before. So tradition says, you know what, since men are not partially doing it like the women are, let's allow men officially, legally marry more than one woman. But we're not going to allow women marry more than one man because they are already partially doing it.
Gabriella,
does that make sense?
This your topic now is tough. For me,
I'm working with your analogy.
Our women are already doing it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Thank you. So I was working with your analogy. If you say women are already doing it, having children by other men, so let our tradition not allow women legally marry more than one man because they are already having children by many men. What about the men who are already having children by many women? Why does the culture allow them? Is it because they were not already doing it? So let's reward their chastity, their chastity. Let's reward them for being good men who do not go about having children by different women. And so let's allow men marry more than one woman. I don't get it. I don't. 6 minutes on the clock. I have to wrap this conversation up now. I'm going to take one final message on Facebook, and then I'll head on to Twitter. I think we'll have some messages there as well. Oh my goodness, so many messages here. Can a man get pregnant having multiple wives? Whose name will the children bear? I think this shouldn't even be in public domain because words bear fruit. That's from Egbune Walter on Facebook. God's Gift Ebong says, is it that there are no men again or what? I see. I see how this conversation is agitating the men folk. I see it, and I see it. On Twitter, I'll take a few reactions as well. On Twitter, at Chris Anayo1 says, some men kill their lovers whom they never married. Talk of their own wives. Please, increased death is an issue. If it's done, then I'll marry any Nigerian president's wife. He also says change and innovation in customs and tradition will cause devastating as catastrophe. DNA tests be made free to determine owner of child. There will be a timetable when and where to be at a time. Where would she even live? All right. At Oluwa Tosin says, don't try it all. Ebode Humphrey, still on Twitter, says, I will only accept if she pays the groom price. All the bills are crossing my legs at home to play my PS4. And she should be ready when it's my turn. No excuses. Henry Okpara, final message on Twitter, says, the word of God is the foundation. Hence, any religion, culture, etc. that is opposed to it will surely live with its consequence. Mind you, marriage is a covenant. So marriage is not a covenant when it's a man marrying many women. But when it's a woman marrying many men, marriage is a covenant. Anyway, this is all just for conversation. I do not subscribe to women marrying more than one man, by the way, just so you know, just putting it out there, just for way of conversation. I like that you're able to share your thoughts and how you feel about such a matter. So thank you for sharing with me on this hour. At 2 o'clock over time for the news updates, and right after we'll be having conversations with someone. Will be quite interesting. I really look forward to that conversation, and I'm sure you'll learn a thing or two. I'm sure you did not know about that branch of dentistry. We'll look into that right after the news update too, so don't go away.